What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Better Biomed, folks. Today we're going to do another teardown, this time the Philips MP30. This guy here is the middleweight champion of the Philips Intellivue series, and it is an absolute workhorse. It serves not only as a bedside patient monitor, but also a transport monitor, and it fills many, many roles because of its compact size, its ability to contain batteries, and its networking capabilities. So, let's go ahead and let's tear into the Philips MP30 coming up next, right here on Better Biomed. Folks, here we go. This is the MP30, and it is the middle child in the family for the MP series and Intellivue series of patient monitors. It's actually not the lightest monitor in the world, but at the same time, it's not nearly as heavy as the MP50. While it has limited expandability, it does have some expandability, and it does have integrated batteries, two of which. That way there you can make it a transport monitor if you want to. This one here, you see how it's got a battery back-off plate or a blocker plate? That is because this particular one is not set up for batteries, and it is probably a bedside monitor configuration. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and let's tear into this bad boy and let's see what's going on. You can see that it's got the typical MMS module right here on the back. Absolute champ. And right here is the connector. We have a network card on the back, so it is LAN configurable. And we've got some expansion ports right here. Integrated power supply. And on the front, unlike the MP5, we actually now have manual controls. You never know when the touchscreen is going to go out, and you can see this guy here has had kind of a hard life, but there you go. This is our mount release. You can see it's got the post mount down here. And we've got our power button, status indicators, and we've got our alarm LEDs up here at the top that tell us what level of alarm is going on with our patient. So folks, down here at the bottom corner, you can see this is the build data plate. It's got your serial number. It's actually so nice. I wish more manufacturers did something like this so that they put the information on the front so we don't have to flip it around, because if this is a bedside monitor, going around to the back and moving it around is not a good idea. Imagine this in an ICU. We got to go around to the back to verify the serial number and stuff. Good idea. And the other interesting thing is, see how this data plate is not affixed. So if this were to get damaged, and let's say I brought in a different monitor or a different case, you can just pop this guy off, pop it onto the next one, and we're up and going. All right, folks, so first thing you'll notice, there's not a lot of fasteners on this guy. In fact, these fasteners back on the backside are like auxiliary fasteners, because all they're doing is holding these blocker plates in. I'm going to take them off just because, show you guys what these bays look like. Here we go. All they're doing is holding these plates on. Like that guy there. Wow, that one was in pretty tight. And this guy right here. Now, mind you, all these are pretty good ground points. Got that big old ground lug right there. Let's see. Let's get this guy. Get him in there. Pop these plates off. There you go. Same thing with the second side. Come on. There it is. And you can see this one actually had some stuff in there before, because I can see a little bit of wear and tear on the guides. Yeah, all it does is fit down there and they connect to the back plane and you're up and going. Let's go ahead and pull this network card out. I do not remember. It has been so many years since I've taken one of these monitors apart. I don't remember the exact process. And I do believe this is probably just a pretty good thing to do right off the bat anyway. If you're going to take it apart, remove your batteries, remove your network card. That way there, you're not going to get something else damaged that you don't need to. Network card on this model is just a bare bones network card. On the MP5 series, that's where the power interfaced to the backplane and to the CPU board was through that network card. This is just a network card. Interesting. So now that we've got these guys all off, let's show you the magic trick to this Philips monitor. The MP series was something else because in order to take it apart, it was actually pretty simple. I'm just going to take this handle off right here just because. There we go. I don't think that this is mandatory to take it apart, but since the handle does break, it might be something that you're gonna have to replace. There you go. You can see they have their own standoffs right here. So if you just need to open this up, it is not necessary, but nonetheless, there you have it. Gives you full access to this guy right here in case this guy gets damaged as well. All right, let's show you the magic trick to opening the MP30. Down here on the bottom are those infamous Philips nylon rods. You see that? So we're going to go ahead and take our little flat blade screwdriver, and these little knots right here, we just rotate them, and then there's a notch where we can get a driver underneath and lift them up. Actually, I rotated that guy too far. Yeah, right there. And there should be a little bit of resistance to getting it up. Let's do this guy. There, okay. Yeah, that one's coming out pretty tough. This one's gonna come out though. There we are. Oh, you can tell between the front and back, there's a little bit of tension there. I'm gonna try and relieve some of that pressure by squeezing this together a little bit. I can see it flexing a little bit right there. And see if I can pry it up that way. A little bit. Come on. Ah. No dice, guys. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to get in there and get that guy out. So give me just a moment. This guy here is pitched in really hard. It did not want to come out like it should have. So let's go ahead and get it out with some needle nose, and I will be right back to show you how the rest of this comes apart. Okay, guys. So if you ever had the situation where you have a nylon rod break off, there's going to be a little bit of a technique, and it's not going to be easy. It just requires some patience and a heat source. In this case, I'm going to use a torch. We're going to heat up the flat blade, and I'm going to stick it straight in the middle of the nylon, just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to score it, and that is going to allow me to turn it, because I still need to turn it a little bit to get it out. There we go. Okay. Now that I turned it a little bit so that the lug can come out, put one flat blade on one side, one on the other. And we're just going to kind of pinch them together, and that's going to raise it up. You can see that it's got to turn just a few more degrees. Let's try this one right here. Let's push it down in there. Okay, there it is. All right, so once that lug is lined up, now we're going to do that trick with the two blades. We're going to pull it to the top. Right there, perfect. So now what we're going to do is stick a couple blades in there, and we're going to go like this. We're going to get it to come to the surface. So I've got my two blades. like so. Here it is. It is definitely stuck in there with some pressure, but just by wiggling around, we will get it to come out. There it is. Okay. Now we've got the rod lined up. Ooh, that is definitely in there pretty tight too, guys. There it is. There it is, folks. Okay, so no damage to anything. Just a little boogered up and tight in there, real tight. So now we can go ahead and pull the front face off. And I don't need the torch anymore. I don't believe. Could be wrong. So now the front face will just lift off. Be careful, we do have a couple ribbon cables on the inside. All right, let's see. And we should be able to lay it down like this so you can see what's going on. So I've got two plastic straps right here that are holding it open. And this is how you can service it. You could just leave it like this, brace this guy on something, and that way there you can get in there and pull stuff out, whatever you need. I'm going to lay it just like this. So now I have access to the innards. I'm going to release these two cables. There's one. There's two. And I have, they switched to Philips, didn't they? Nope. Okay. So these guys right here are going to be Torx T10. And then I've got this connector that pops off. And now we are actually ready to take the front faceplate off. I have, what, 4 T10s in the back down here. So I'm going to take those off right now so that it's much easier to do this. But if you have to service this device and it's not anything to do with the screen, you could actually leave it attached, no problem. Man, these ones are in tight too. Just got to watch it. There's some metal tangs right here that are sharp. Little buddy's got me a couple times already. Okay. And let's see, I got 2 more right there. There's one. All right, last one, I'm going to relieve a little bit of pressure off it when I take this guy off so it doesn't rip it. Okay, so I elected to take these ones off and not those because it's much easier in this laying down position to attach these back when I'm ready to put it back together. So here is the front faceplate. It has your auxiliary controls. We have our touch panel encoder. This guy right here. This is our high voltage for the backlight on our LCD panel. And they're probably fluorescent. And let's see, this guy over here is for our touch screen, I believe. And let's see, this guy down here, oh yeah, that's our power button board. This little guy down here. Oh, nope. This right here is our touchscreen encoder. Goes through this ribbon cable right here. So if your touchscreen quits working, I would check this ribbon, then check this board, and of course, I would try swapping out this whole entire faceplate with another one just to get up and get going quickly. Let's go ahead and set this guy off to the side. Let's take a look inside. All right, so here are the metal tabs. These are grounding tabs, and watch it, they will get you. All right, so just be careful of that. They are sharp. This right here is our main CPU board, and we have a couple interfaces. This over here is for the printer, and see, our power supply is down underneath it. So let's go ahead and dig down. Let's take a look at our power supply. What's kind of cool is that Philips, it's one of the first companies I've seen that was using these light tubes. So these right here are they're not fiber optics, but they're optical light tubes. So the LEDs are actually on this board, and these guys transport the light linear up here, and that's what you're seeing on the top of the monitor. These guys, so they're light bars or light tubes. Very cool. They operate the exact same way as fiber optics. The light is in one end and it's displayed on the opposite end. And let's see, this guy should be ready to come out. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull the front faceplate off. You got one here, one here, one here, one here. These are what, T20s. Yep, so we got 4 T20s. And that one I can't get to, so I'm just gonna wait till I pull the front bezel off. There we go. Make sure you don't drop any screws down inside here. It is not fun trying to get them back out. Okay, so the printer and everything looks like it's on the rear. We should be good to go. Come on. Oh, look at that. I have another Philips assembly bar. That's funny. I don't remember that one being in there, but there it is. Okay, so let's see. I got the 4 out, and I think that we're ready. Okay. And I've got one screw right there that I don't want him to get lost. Let's pull this guy out. Come on. All right. All right. So coming over here, this is my ECG out for things like ultrasounds. And why is this guy not coming off? I know it's probably going to pop, and I'm trying to be really gentle because some of these plastics are getting a little bit older. Let's sit it up and try it like this. Yep. All right. It looks like there's a little bit of glue. And, sorry guys, I forgot about that. There's another one of those assembly rods, but it just slides out. It's got to be just to hold this thing in, to hold it while you're assembling it. Doesn't really retain it too well. Okay, so over here, I've got, this is that light tube retainer, and it should just pop off. There we go. Okay, that's all my light tubes. And let's see, this one right here is my speaker, right? Yep. This here should be my power supply, my incoming power. Oh, what a beast. Let's see if I can be very gentle, pull these guys up. There it is. All right. Let's pull this guy off the printer. Nice. And now it looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like 9 T10s. Put those guys back here. Maybe 10 T10s. So far, none of this is that complex. I'll give that to them. Philips has always been absolute champs at building products, well-made products. I'm going to leave this ground one in till the very end. It'll be my last one. All right, it looks like this is my last. Just got to remember, this one right here is the one that gets that bit, that grounding strap. I'm gonna go ahead and write on the board with a permanent marker, so I know that that's the one it connects back to in the end. Okay, let's see, we're free here, here. I got one more screw right there. It's hiding under my strap. That should be it. We should be floating. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this board. This is the main CPU board, and that's all happening down here. It's also a power supply, so we have our incoming power here, and you can see right here we've got a couple different power rails that are coming through. Of course, that's going to fish to your backplane. We have some isolation here for the ECG out, and let's see, this is our expansion bays, and my network card is right here, of course, right next to the CPUs. So yeah, I've got power phase here. It looks like I got a power phase there. And I don't know what this guy is. It's right next to my ECG. Interesting. Okay. Backside is just more of the same. Uneventful. Looks like a couple memory chips. A little programmable controller. All right. Cool stuff. Nice little board. All right. I have a little bit of an insulator here. And this guy, it's glued down. This is a magnesium chassis by the looks of it. I've got on the back side of the printer, it looks like I've got these two fasteners right here, and I think the whole thing should come up. Let's take a look. One. There's two. Is that it? I probably have to take the printer out, right? Yeah. We got to get in the back with a 10 millimeter. There's two captive screws that are holding this guy in. There we go. As soon as these guys are out, the whole printer should pop out. Should. Come on. Come on, buddy. There it is. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. And that means that this whole cradle will now come out. Very good. It does have the power supply for the printer on the back. Although that looks like a much simpler power supply than the MP5 had. And finally, down to the power supply. Okay, so for the power supply, it looks like I have 1, 2, 3. Wow. Gotta pull them all out, guys. Gotta pull them all out. They buried this power supply. So the power supply is one of the main things that's ever gonna go bad in any medical device. I know I usually tell people that devices fail where the user interfaces with the device, but the other place that all electronics fail is the power supply. So this power supply being buried down inside the case is probably one of the worst things about this design. You gotta pull everything out to get to it. Although I don't think that these power supplies fail that often. Okay, so I had, what, 2 screws back here by the IEC power input. And I've got 2 of them right here. And I probably have 1 up there, or 2. Let's see, do I have any more? Oh, yeah, I do, 1 more. And it is buried. Of course, gotta be careful, these are all sharp down in here. And those screws are going to be an absolute bear to get back in there, so I'll probably have to use tape on the end of my screwdriver to get them back in. All right, let's see. Did that do it? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like that is it. Yeah, that looks like that's it. There's not very much space up in there. There it is. There it is. It's just kind of pressed in there. Just got to give it a little bit of love. It's going to pop out. We got to rotate it to get it out. There you go. Wow, look at the cap on that bad boy. So that's your high voltage DC rail. Interesting that they chose these industrial style connectors where we can just pry them out and get down in there. So we got some isolation, bridge rectifier. We've got our, well, right here's our main isolation transformer right here. Filtering capacitors. The design on this guy is weird. So right here is my rectifying diode. It's really kind of cramped in there. And right here's my main chopper driver for the transformer. We've got 2 fuses on board. Interesting. I got 2 MOSFETs right here. Huh. Interesting. Definitely a complex little power supply. And then that is pretty much it, folks. That is pretty much it when it comes to this patient monitor. So everything has got like rails that are built in to kind of cradle it. The only thing I didn't take out is going to be this little speaker right here. And I think in order to get this guy out, we got to take this baffle. And let's see if I can do this without breaking it. And these, yeah. Okay. And I got this guy right here. So we got one more of those Philips disassembly rods. And then this comes out. All right, so all 3 of those Philips disassembly rods were mainly for holding this guy in. That's interesting. And now we have access to 3 screws for our speaker, which they do go bad. Okay, and that is just a shell. And believe it or not, considering this is all metal and it's magnesium, it does not weigh that much. Nope. The power supply weighs quite a bit, and the front display, because of all its shielding, this guy is one of the heaviest things in the entire monitor. Wild. All right, folks. Well, there you have it. I'm going to go ahead and clean this guy out. And I'm going to remove all the dust and stuff that's up inside it. And then I'm going to reassemble it, and we'll see what it looks like when it's cleaned up and serviced and ready to handle patients again. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel. Better Biomed YouTube channel. We've been going for 7.5 years. I was one of the first people to come up with the concept of doing social media for Biomed. And I'm so happy that you guys have supported me over the years. So having support from large industry partners like the Dalton Foundation, Relink Medical, this is what makes this all possible, guys, because obviously I don't have the budget to go out and buy medical equipment myself. So having it donated to the channel means a lot. Thank you all. Thanks to the Dalton Foundation and Relink Biomedical. I'm here to help you guys with any of your test equipment needs, whether you need a quote or you just have a question about functionality. It's no problem. Just go ahead and shoot me an email at jbarber@bcgroupinternational.com or justin@betterbiomed.com. It's my pleasure to help you.